He had her. Late-night conversations, endless forgiveness, a presence that made life softer. But he treated her love like an endless supply. Withdrawals, no deposits, and one day it ended. She left quietly. No drama, no tears, no warnings. That's when regret moved in. Psychology calls it loss aversion. Losing hurts twice as much as having feels good. When she was there, he barely noticed. When she was gone, her absence became deafening. Regret doesn't arrive loudly. It shows up at 2 a.m. at weddings, on random Sundays, when every woman becomes a comparison, he keeps losing. She stayed through red flags and broken promises. He thought she would always stay, until she closed the chapter. By the end of this, you'll see how she walked forward, and how he stayed frozen in what he destroyed. She was there on his late nights. She stayed on his bad days when no one else did. She believed in him when he had no words, and still, he barely saw her. She showed up with consistency and patience. She forgave him endlessly. To him, her presence felt like air, essential but invisible. He woke up assuming she would always stay. Her love felt guaranteed. Appreciation could wait until later. Later never came. Psychology calls this familiarity bias. What is always present stops feeling valuable. Humans chase loss, not loyalty. Sophia lived this truth. He never said thank you. He noticed only when she stopped giving, and by then, her account was closed. Every cancelled plan became something she absorbed. Every ignored text turned into another forgiveness. Every broken promise was patched with her patience, and she stayed. She gave effort, presence, and belief. He offered the bare minimum, wrapped in sweet words. Her grace felt endless to him. But grace has limits. Psychology calls this positive reciprocity. When one gives and the other only takes, detachment begins. Love is not charity. It requires investment. Sophia lived this pattern too. She was a priority to herself. To him, she was an option. That truth changed everything. He assumed she would always stay. Staying is a choice, not a guarantee. And one day, she chose herself. She did not scream or beg for closure. She did not demand explanations or change. She simply stopped responding, and that was the end. She stopped showing up. She stopped being the person he could always count on. Her silence was not cold, it was final. And finality terrifies those who assumed forever. At first, he thought she was just upset. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Her silence never broke. That is when he realized the truth. She was not mad. She was done. Psychology calls this silent closure. When words fail too many times, silence ends it. Sophia lived this too. He begged in long paragraphs. She answered with nothing, and that silence said everything. Weeks passed, and her absence appeared everywhere. A song she shared played in a cafe. His chest tightened without warning, and it kept happening. He passed the place she wanted to visit. He reached to text her something funny, then remembered he couldn't anymore. That's when it hurt. It wasn't the big moments. It was the small ones. Inside jokes. Her voice at night. The comfort only she gave. Psychology calls this absence amplification. Loss makes value painfully clear. Loss aversion doubles the pain. Sophia saw this too. He texted at 2 a.m. saying he missed her. She didn't reply. Missing is not deserving. He thought time would heal it, but regret doesn't fade. It only finds new ways to haunt you. He tried to move on. New dates, new conversations, new faces, but nothing ever felt right. This one lacked her patience. That one didn't understand him the same way. Another didn't laugh like she did, and the pattern repeated. He realized too late she wasn't just a woman he lost. She became the standard. Not because others weren't good enough, but because he destroyed the best he had. Psychology explains this trap. It's called the idealization effect. The brain erases flaws and keeps the gold. Every new woman became a ghost of her. Sophia saw this clearly. He said, "She's great, but not her." She didn't care, because she had already left. His regret became a prison. Her life moved forward. One day, he finally reached out. A long message filled with apologies and regret, promises to change, memories he suddenly valued. He pressed send. Then he waited. Days passed, nothing. Weeks passed, still nothing. And the silence grew heavier. He checked his phone obsessively, wondering if she read it, if she cared, if she still thought of him. Psychology calls this non-response, the clearest form of a closed chapter. Silence means the words no longer matter. Sophia lived this moment too. He called years later, voice cracking. She wished him peace and hung up. Not cruel, just finished. He wanted a second chance. She had already moved forward, and that truth broke him completely. Months turned into years, and she kept rising. New city, new goals, new peace. She lived freely, fully, and authentically. While he stayed behind, he was stuck in the same patterns, same regrets, same looping thoughts. What he should have done differently. The contrast was brutal. She did not think about him at all. No anger, no longing, no pull. He became a lesson, not a wound. Psychology calls this asymmetrical healing. One person chooses growth, the other clings to regret. Sophia saw this clearly. She transformed completely. He looked exactly the same, and he saw it instantly. Time did not heal his regret. It only made it heavier. Because he didn't just lose her, he lost the best version of himself. She did more than love him. She believed in him when no one else did. She saw potential he could not see, and that changed him. With her, he felt capable and worthy. He became a better, softer man. Then she left. That version of him left too. Psychology calls this identity loss. You don't just miss the person, you mourn who you could have become, and that regret stayed with him forever. He replayed every moment. What if he replied faster? What if he chose her consistently? His mind became a museum. Every memory turned into an exhibit. A past he could not change. A future he would never have. And it followed him everywhere. He wanted to move on. But regret does not ask for permission. It shows up at 2 a.m., at weddings, on lonely Sundays. Psychology calls this rumination. the mind searching for endings that will never exist. He wasn't haunted by her, he was haunted by who he was when he had her. Sophia heard this truth. He said he thought about her every day, and it never stopped, because he stayed in the museum. Her burden was gone. His regret was the price. She was laughing with friends, traveling to new cities, loving someone who chose her daily. Her life felt full. She healed, grew, and expanded. His memory became a distant echo, not a wound, not a center. Meanwhile, he carried her absence like a scar, touching it again and again, not out of love, but regret. Psychology explains this split. Acceptance leads to freedom. Unresolved guilt becomes a life sentence. She accepted and moved forward. He clung to guilt and stayed stuck. Sophia heard this years later. He still mentioned her name. She smiled and kept living. And that was the truth. He lost her and found regret. She lost him and found herself. That difference changed everything. He had her. Late night conversations, endless forgiveness, a love that made life softer. But he treated it like an endless supply. Withdrawals, no deposits, assuming she would always stay. Then she left quietly. That is when regret moved in. And regret does not knock once, it stays forever. The truth hit harder than expected. He thought the pain would fade. Instead, it followed him everywhere, into new relationships, into quiet nights. Psychology calls this loss aversion. Absence hurts twice as much as presence ever felt. That imbalance became his burden. Here is the lesson. Love is not endless. What you take without giving back becomes loss. He did not just lose a woman, he lost who he was with her love. And the contrast became permanent. She moved forward, new life, new peace. He stayed frozen in what he destroyed. So ask yourself, are you appreciating what you have? Or building a museum of regret you can never leave? He lost her and found regret. She lost him and found herself. One stayed frozen in what could have been. The other chose what is. You were never meant to be taken for granted. If this resonated, subscribe now. Tell me in the comments when you chose yourself today now.